To not start with an all red form here, we have to track whether a user already touched an input or not. So back in contact data here, I want to also add a new property to each form element in my order form object here. I'll set it to touched and I'll set this to false initially. And now I'll copy that to all the elements here where I have validation in place, like that. And I can then make sure that I only check the validity if the element was touched. Otherwise, I don't want to check the validity, I don't want to return errors. So now to update the touched value, I'll go to my input changed handler, where we of course know that the user typed something or changed something. So at this point of time, something has been changed. And now in there, I want to update touched. So on the updated form element, I'll now set touched here to true. Now I only want to add this class, this invalid class if the element has been touched. So I'll pass this touched information on a touched property, let's say, to my input component, form element, and there I have config and now this new touched value. And in the input element, in this first check where we attach the invalid class, I only want to attach it if the input is invalid and should validate, and if props touched is true, so that we don't set this or mark this as invalid if it hasn't been touched yet. So now you see it's not read by default. If I start entering something invalid here though, now it is invalid until, well, it is valid again. So this is now a simple way of creating a form which is more user-friendly. Let's now also make sure that we can't submit it, that the order button is disabled whilst the whole form is invalid. Let's fix this in the next lecture.